Welcome to the Real Estate 401k Show. Here are your hosts, Ryan Gerdes, Mike Weinstein, and Justin Frederick, helping you build a legacy of wealth through real estate. Powered by the Recon Group at West USA and the Frederick team with Fairway Mortgage. NMLS number 625918.
Yeah, I don't know whether we should be embarrassed or not, but I sometimes...
It takes a lot to embarrass me.
And Mike.
Yeah, I don't have those genes.
We've lived a lifetime of shamelessness.
But sometimes I wake up and I go about my day, or we hop on the podcast, and we don't very often take a moment and pause and thank our military and thank those people that not only are clients and are friends of ours, but are podcast listeners who have served this great country doing something that I didn't do. And so, we just don't do enough. And so I could speak for these two guys. If you're active, retired military, whatever the case is, thank you. Thank you for your service. Ryan and I, we don't, we're not about, we got egos. Let's just call it what it is. We got egos. But we don't really spend a lot of time talking about and sharing what you and I do behind the scenes to support our military. And we are part of an incredible organization called Friends of Freedom. We both sit on the board of directors, and Friends of Freedom is really designed to help first responders and those that are, coming out of active military life into civilian life. And I'll let you share a little bit more about Friends of Freedom. And then you text the word friend to 623-AZ-RECON. Again, text the word friend to 623-AZ-RECON, because we're going to invite you to one of the most amazing events of the year.
For sure. So it's not just military. It's like you said, first responders, law enforcement, the people that are there to serve the community. And so we got introduced to these folks a while back through our
Mulligan,
through our networking over at Luke Air Force Base. Which, if you're not familiar with the Greater Phoenix area, we have an Air Force Base here, and it's one of the biggest in the country. It trains pilots from all over the world, and these guys are just a cut above. And it's been really eye opening, and it's been very rewarding getting to know everyone that's out there that's out there firsthand defending our country and preparing for anything that may come. So we got the opportunity to get on the board of Friends of Freedom. It's been about 4 years now.
It has
right?
been, yeah 3 or 4 years.
About 4 years now. And
by the way, happy anniversary. You and I celebrated our 4-year
happy
Recon Group
anniversary.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for taking us out, bro.
That's a good story, but one for later. And so annually, we've been putting together a number of different charities and benefits to help our brethren and our military and everybody that we just talked about raise funds, because our ultimate mission is to help people transition from military life over to civilian life. And I'm going to give you a quick story. I was at a 4th of July up in Heber. My in-laws have a cabin up there, and we were doing the 4th of July show. And we're just standing around talking, getting ready for the fireworks to start. The kids were running around. It was a good time. And I hear this guy talking. I just got out of the Army, and things didn't work out with my girlfriend, and I was trying to get my feet under me, and it was really hard finding housing. I had lost all of my comrades. I just got back from Afghanistan, and it was a rough time for me. And I'm just, again, eavesdropping. And then I ran into this guy, and he talked about this nonprofit organization called Friends of Freedom. And and I was able to talk to some guys over there that were in the same situation as me. Now I had some workout buddies that I could go to the gym with. And then just from talking with them, they showed up and bought me a car because I didn't have any way to get to and from my job.
That's nuts that the two of you ran into each other.
Yeah, and so I turned around and I was like, what did you just say? He's like, I'm Friends of Freedom. I was like, I was on the board. I was there when we were talking about, you know,
you made the decision to do it. Yeah.
And cut the check, and I was like, so you're Brian? Yeah, blah blah blah. We're sitting there, and like, it was just so cool to see that, because it's more than just, you know, you might see someone ringing a bell during Christmas time, but you don't really know where the money is going. You don't really know who you're benefiting. And so it was just like probably one of the most rewarding things in my life to firsthand see this guy. I mean, he was in tears after we got done talking, and thank you so much. And so now he's got a job that he can go to and from since then. He's bought a new vehicle, and you know, and he's doing great. So I know I digressed a little bit about what we were talking about here, but like I just had to throw that in there.
It's a great story.
Yeah, it was really, really cool for me. And so sharing that story with everyone over at Friends of Freedom, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. So anyhow, October 7th.
Well, before we do this, I want to make sure that everybody knows Ryan's about to introduce you to one of the greatest events that you'll go to all year long. And if you'd like some more information about Friends of Freedom, if you're active or, you know, first responder, retired military, whatever the case is, you have questions about real estate, that's not what this is right now. But if you have questions, you'd like more information about Friends of Freedom, more importantly, if you like the invite to this event, go ahead and text the word friend to 623-AZ-RECON. Again, text the word friend to 623-AZ-RECON. And as you get into the details of the event, what I'm loving right now, it's going to be my greatest moment of doing this podcast, the power of the camera, the power of the microphone. Justin's on blast. We know him and his team are going to get a table at this great event.
Heck yeah.
Say no. Say no. You would do it. Right.
Yeah. You were. Yeah. Say you aren't going to sponsor a table. But go ahead. So I'm going to make a little amendment to what you said. This is for anybody out there. So whether you're active or have ever been in the military or not, this is for everybody. This is for anybody that supports what this mission statement is, and that is to help military or first responders or law enforcement transition from active duty over into civilian life, because there's so many things that go along with that above and beyond injury or PTSD. I mean, there's really just so many things that are happening there that we've been able to help with. And so Saturday, October 7th of this year, 2023, we are doing our annual poker event, primary sponsored by ALB Piping. They're a fantastic outfit, and they've just done so much for the foundation. I can't speak enough volumes about them. But I mean, it is an open bar, so I know I have about 85% of your attention out there. It is free food. I mean, it's food, it's blackjack, it's networking with people over there, because these are small business owners, medium-sized, large business owners. These are active military. We have there's people from SWAT, Navy SEALs. I mean, some of the biggest, highest-ranking people that are out there, some of the baddest asses out there that are there sharing their stories and just helping the foundation, because they know what it was like going through that when they were transitioning over into civilian life and how important this is. And we consistently just have this. We get sold out every year.
Yeah.
So we're bringing it up now because you only have just over a month in order to sign up. So when you text in friends to 623-AZ-RECON, we're going to get in touch with you. We're going to give you a SKU code so that you can either...
A what code?
Not a SKU code, a QR code.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay.
SKU is for...
We knew what you were
I
saying.
thought
Mike was just talking.
He mentally already got into the bar at the event.
A QR code, all right? So we'll send you over a QR code. You can either donate, you can sign up, you can or buy a ticket to the event. You can sign up for the Texas Hold'em tournament. You can get raffle tickets. We have so many different prizes. The winner of the Hold'em event wins a trip for two to the Baccarat Hotel in Santa Monica, just over a $10,000 value prize. And they're going to get exclusive visit to the new Cohiba Lounge over there. So if you're into cigars, highly suggest that you check it out. There's booze giveaways, there's trip giveaways, golf. We've raffled off an AR last year that went for over $5,000, and
it's in Ryan's glove compartment.
The big glove compartment.
I mean, there's just so many really cool things that are open to you. But on top of that, it's a really good time, and all funds are going to a fantastic organization, and none of us take a dime from it. All of it goes back into what our mission is.
That's an interesting point, because the first thing, and it's just where we're at as a society, where anytime you talk about a nonprofit, the first question out of people's mouths are is it a 501c3? They want to make sure it's legit. Then second question, what percentage of the money goes back? Like, we are, Friends of Freedom is a 501c3, and no one's on salary.
No one takes a penny. So, I mean, obviously, we have to pay for expenditures and overhead whenever it comes to getting vendors out there to feed you and to, and do bartending and setting up the poker tables. So, obviously, all that costs money, but no one from the board takes a dime, and that's something I'm really proud of.
Yeah, and the other thing we should mention, and a huge shout out to Dave Haddad, the owner of Fumar Cigars, where this event takes place. Of all the people that I've ever met in my life that never served in the military, I don't know of another human being that has given back to our military more than David Haddad.
I've searched. Maybe it was so Gary Sinise, from Forrest Gump. He was. I don't think he was ever military, but he might rival Dave Haddad. But
Dave Haddad, but Friends of Freedom has done a lot for Gary Sinise's foundation.
Right.
I mean, that's part of what we do at Friends of Freedom.
We work in conjunction with that foundation.
All right. If you'd like some more information about our poker tournament or Friends of Freedom in general, all you got to do is text the word friend to 623-AZ-RECON. Again, text the word friend to 623-AZ-RECON. All right, Justin, so you've had about 10 minutes now.
I'm there.
Who's coming? Who you bringing to your table?
I don't know that, but I'll be there for sure. I'll be there for sure.
All right.
You guys got me all jazzed up. I didn't know any about this detail last year. And
I think we let you know about the 2 days beforehand. 2 days before. That's our bad.
That's our bus, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to be there, and I'm excited to be a part of this.
And I can't tell you how many impactful people that we've met there. So last year, one of our highlights was Shauna. Gosh, I forget her last name. Sean. She went blind in active duty from an explosion, I believe. And she has done marathons. She's biked across America. She's done triathlons.
This last one, she biked across Canada.
Yeah,
for God's sake.
Yeah, it, like the list goes on and on. Or hiked Mount Everest, or the summit Mount Everest, or something. There was some summit.
100% blind.
100% blind.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got this whole crew. She's in a bike, and they've got all these signals and stuff like that. And then, all right, another shout out to our main dude, Mike LaHaye.
Oh, he's the shit, man.
He's his own company. And he volunteers his time for the past 2 years and help support him and support her during these incredible bike runs.
Yeah, and so it's fun being involved because every single person there is so passionate, and everyone's putting their money where their mouth is, and no one's asking for anything back, and so. No year leading up to this has there been any huge advertising or anything like that. This place just gets sold out organically, and has been by word of mouth. And so now we're putting it out to the several 100,000 viewers that we've been in front of, cumulatively putting it out there. So expect that this is going to have quite a big turnout and sell out even faster than it ever has.
All right, so let's wrap this up because, again, there's we don't like to break. There's a lot of stuff that we keep to our chest, and maybe we're just not sensitive dudes, and we don't necessarily like to put ourselves out there. But Ryan and I are very, very, very involved with the men and women that serve at Luke Air Force Base, and I don't know, fighter pilots have just got a special place in my heart because I got the honor of serving as honorary commander for the TRIZ out there at Luke Air Force Base. But, and I'm totally going to put you on the spot, dude.
Okay.
Favorite story?
My favorite story?
Being involved at Luke Air Force Base. And because I want to get to, but hold on, but I want to get to because when you show up to this poker tournament, these are the people, the men and women you're going to be bumping shoulders with.
I would say probably our first roll call out there. And so they rarely let civilians into roll
best,
calls.
dude.
All right, so you had just gotten honorary commander, and so I'm riding his coattails into the Air Force base. It's like, all right, dude. So this is a roll call, and what they do is they sound off every lost soldier or every lost airman or whatever, and then everyone drinks to them and tells jokes and tells lies and so on and so forth. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm in, right? So he says, but because it's your first time, you need to bring a bottle to donate to the bar. And I'm like, done. And he's like, and I was like, so what should I bring? And he's like, yeah, it's for the first time, you need to bring a bottle of Chablis.
Or as my wife likes to call it, chopless.
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, I can't imagine anyone going over there drinking wine, or Chablis. Like, but okay, if you're not aware, there's some weird traditions. They love Jeremiah weed, and I can't even smell that stuff. So anyhow, there's a whole story behind that too. But so I go and I pick up a bottle of Chablis, and I'm just like, okay. So they put me on the spot as being there for my first time. They're like, what do you have for us? And I'm like, hey, I got this bottle of Chablis. And then everyone just starts throwing all kinds of shit at me. And I'm just like, I look over at Mike and I'm like, dude, what the hell? And he's just like, yeah, no, we totally put you up to that, dude.
Well, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. It was the squadron commander earlier that week, Mulligan. He's like, yeah, dude. He goes, you got it. And people don't know it, but we call you Dirty on base. You all have nicknames, so you're Dirty Gertie, because your last name is Gerdes, not because of anything else.
Thank you for that little footnote.
And he's like, yeah, you gotta tell Dirty to bring a bottle of Chablis. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off with a straight face, but okay. And
I think you texted it to me because you didn't have the balls to say it over the phone.
It wasn't that. It was just like I couldn't hold it together because I found the humor in it immediately. We don't have time to get into it, but of course, and if you text the word friend to 623 AZ Recon and you do come to our poker tournament, I will sit down over a cigar and tell you about my experience at Luke Air Force Base, of them putting me up in an F-16 for just a little bit over an hour. And that wasn't the best part. It was the build-up of them freaking me out. I'm at a Boys Burger Club. I'm with the flight doctor. Shout out to you, Spider. And he's like, dude, he goes, Whiny, because that's my Luke name. Whiny, he goes, do you know what happens to the human body at 9 Gs? I'm like, no. He's like, look it up. And then these guys, and at that time, Whip was the squadron commander, and Bull was the pilot. Mm-hmm. And Bull was offered a huge financial incentive to pull off the trifecta. They wanted me to pass out, they wanted me to vomit, and they wanted me to shit my pants. That was
that trick.
and so I called up my kid's pediatrician. I better not give out his name because he shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude.
But shout out to Dr. Question Mark.
Yeah. He goes, he gives me a prescription. He goes, you take this pill. And he goes, I can't control pass out. He goes, but if you take this pill, I promise you won't vomit and shit your pants. But when you land, you better take some laxatives because this is going to screw with your system. And so I didn't.
Shit a castle made out of Legos.
We want to invite you to not only attend our annual poker tournament for Friends of Freedom, even if you can't attend, every dollar counts. And we will, if you text the word friend to 623 AZ Recon, we'll text you back some information on how you can get involved. And as of today, we're looking for a hat sponsor and a shirt sponsor. And I'm telling you, the food, the cigars, the drinks, and more importantly, the cause.
Second to none.
All right, text the word friend to 623 AZ Recon.
Thank you for joining us on the Real Estate 401k Show. If you want more information on how to build wealth, click on the link or text us at 623-297-3266. That's 623 AZ Recon.